SpeedGaming. Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Super Metroid Triple Bingo Tournament. Tonight's match between azder and apathyduck. I'm Polar Bear Bunny, here with Just Defend on tracking and Maniacal, my good buddy on comms. How are you doing?
I am doing great. I am so excited. I think this is going to be great. This is, like you said, quarterfinals of Triple Bingo. There are only 6 players left. There's one other quarterfinal match to go. But this is a really sweet match between azder and apathyduck. I have a feeling you have a rooting interest, but I think you're going to do a good job of being fairly unbiased.
I will do my best. Nerves are there, but, I'm just excited to see some really good bingo action.
Yeah, of the quarterfinal matchups, no slouches. The Owl Zeb matchup was great. Some schlub got thrashed by MGA. That one was less compelling. But this one's really good. And then there's a real cutie and gosh,
Beef Robber.
Beefy. Yeah, that's right, Beef Robber. That's another really good one.
Dark Horse.
But these guys are underway, and I think there's a good case for whoever comes out of this match to, have a really good chance at winning the whole thing. In fact, this is the side of the bracket that MGA and I were on. We were just looking at it like, okay, well, we get to play this match to see who goes on and loses to apathyduck or azder.
For sure, a rough half of the brackets. We are going to get all 3 games tonight, if necessary. This will be a series. The best 2 out of 3 will move on to face that Mr. Guy average in the semifinals.
Yeah, and we have a card, so maybe we can start talking about the card as... And Stairs Room is not kind to either of our runners, both getting out with like 50s.
Well, that's slightly better.
Yeah, the serious escapes are rough, honestly. Bingo serious escapes, you're like trying to read the card, and then you get this nice cutscene here where you really get to dig into it. So let's dig into the card. What are you seeing?
The worst thing in the entire world is that bottom left to top right. That is just awful.
It does have criteria map station. That's pretty good.
That's true. If you divide that 40 powerbomb tile in half and give it to the criteria map station, it's like 2 bad tiles instead of 1. I think row 5 also pretty bad.
Yeah. I like everything but the 60 Brinstar missiles and the obvious 40 power bombs. Yeah, the 40 power bombs and 125 missiles is like, hey, I heard you like fanfares. Also being all over the map because 40 power bombs, you can't do them in a reasonable location. 40 power bombs might be low-key the worst possible square on bingo boards.
Yeah, definitely up there. I tend to dislike the 11-X E-tanks and reserve tanks. It can be okay if there are other energy tank goals on the card, but I don't really see any.
Yeah, there is the wrecked ship E-tank room finish goal. There's the both criteria energy tanks there in row 3, column 5. Norfair Reserve or wrecked ship reserve, all of those can kind of play into it. Fully explore wreck ship also maybe being part of that. I could see routes that maybe do that, but yeah, I'm trying to avoid row 5, which makes me sad because I liked column 4. Aside from the 60 Brinstar missiles, it paired really well with row 3. Row 3 looks pretty juicy to me. Just kind of the 50 missiles is pretty easy to take care of. Dragon and then grab gravity and speed or grapple, all pretty reasonable things to do there on the sort of center real estate of the card.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking row 2 and column 3 go well together. And then possibly for the third one, row 3 or top left to bottom right. Looking like decent options.
Yeah, so column 3 is hilarious with row 3 to me because you have one of only speed or grapple, and then you have to get speed, space jump and high jump, and finish in grapple room. So like you have to dot done before you grab the grappling beam.
Don't do it! Don't grab it! It's not allowed!
So like I like that. It routes cleanly, but my god, please do not grab the grappling beam. is column 3, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, this card with that tile right in the middle of the collect gravity suit and skip various suit lends itself pretty perfectly to just doing kind of the Phantoon first into Dragon, and then I guess routing to finish by Crocomire. So yeah, defeat Crocomire, finish in Grapple Beam Room, really quick final goals to achieve.
Yeah, Norfair Reserve's not too bad to grab there, so I think I'm probably running column 3, row 2, row 3. I think that there may be a better solution to this, but the way that I play bingo is to accept that there's probably a better solution to the card, but to just try and commit to something that's coherent fairly early.
Yeah, with row 3 instead of bottom or top left to bottom right, you're kind of trading out that plasma pickup, which can be pretty long, and going ahead and getting something like, that gauntlet E-Tank and a few more missiles. Thing about Plasma Beam, though, is that if you are allowed to get Charge Beam, which you are on this card, the Crocomire kill is actually really quick.
Yeah, Crocomire kill not so bad. The thing that took me away from top left, bottom right actually was the 15 Brinstar supers and not wanting to do a double Brin loop.
That's true. Those sneaky Edakun supers.
Yeah, maybe one of our runners will elect for some moon dancing and clip down and get the early power bonds. I actually think that that's fairly strong on this card, and I think it's fairly strong in triple bingo in general, even though we don't really see it. It can consolidate routing fairly well unless you need to go see the Decoras.
Yeah, it actually really could. I'm not sure myself how long it actually takes to perform the moon dance, but if it's reasonably short, it actually would be a good play if you just needed the Edakuns.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I mean, it lets you do all of the sort of all of the retro cleanup or all of the Brin loop cleanup that would require double Brin loops on a lot of cards. I don't believe that anyone in the tournament really is a utilizer of that technique, but maybe we see some people doing like some off-stream training and ready to bust it out here now that we're getting late. Duck had the right block set up. Oh, azder bombed out one extra block, but yeah, they're not doing it. Tracy in chat saying beef robber maybe. I wouldn't put it past Beefy. I think that that's pretty reasonable. And this would be a good card for it, I think. This is another typical bingo card that's going to favor early wrecked ship, which triple bingo tends to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sink is adorable.
Yeah, both runners missing their up in 2, but getting charge beam. This has been, close as we would expect. Both runners, very proficient in their movement. Not at the absolute top of the sort of NMG type category leaderboards, but all, very good times across categories, very good familiarity with vanilla categories as well as randomizers. So, very versatile players. I think this is just a great matchup, Duck and azder.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both players, extremely intelligent, and as you said, just excellent speedrunners overall. I think they do kind of have a little bit different weaknesses, probably. Especially especially like in regards to making mistakes, which is super easy to do in Triple Bingo. The runners only got the card just when they started Sarah Station, so just like us, had to kind of scour it, but they had to do it while playing. I kind of think, like, if Duck makes a rotting mistake, he's more likely to not notice that he made a mistake than azder, but I think azder is more likely to let a mistake get the better of him and kind of get lost in it and not move on from it.
I can agree with that. I've often said that my best chance in races against azder is that he beats himself. And that tends to be the way that I win races against him. Whereas Duck is like, I don't know, I'll call him like low-key super cerebral, where like he's very, very intelligent and very thoughtful about these things and has a great way of thinking about them. But like that, I think that that's something that too few people appreciate. azder not using a morph turnaround to set up indoor CWJ. Looks like he's going for the HPJ backup here. Duck, I think, should have his moonwalk on.
Oh, hate that when you miss the platform.
Oh gosh. Pixel. Yeah. So close though.
We'll get our sync back up. That's good. That's what we want. No, Duck, you're ruining it.
Yeah, Duck and azder both cleanly across the moat now. That's good. You never want to see a race come down to, someone gets stuck at moat. And Duck dipping into ocean instead of dipping into moat. So kind of tying it up, both with that nice mock ball. That mock ball terrifies me. I'll be honest, so I just don't go for it, even though I know that it's mostly free.
Me too. I kill that Ripper.
Yeah. Yep, I kill him and just take the super. And actually, in my match against MGA in Bingo recently, that Ripper dropped a big health for me.
What? Oh no.
He gave me the rare health, and I was full on super, so it was okay.
Duck going for these missiles here. Probably a sign of the 50 missiles or a sign of Phantoon is scary. I want 20 missiles.
Yeah, that's, with fully explore wreck ship, Duck could be maybe not looking at row 1, but probably like, I think the column 4 maybe? 60 Brinstar missiles is a lot, and he didn't get the Criterion map station, but that's not too hard to do if you're doing the second Brin loop.
I don't think he got the missiles that are behind the power bombs either. And you would definitely get those at this point.
azder. Okay, good. No rare left mid.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
Clear the ghost.
We're living.
Why are you Dopplering? Like, why are you air Dopplering? Dude.
Oh, he's dead. He did it.
Oh, only azder committing to like playing safe, but still being like, nah, I want this air Doppler.
Nobody got the Criterion map station. I really like row 2. I don't really like it on its own, but it goes nicely with row 3 and column 3.
Yeah, both runners through Phantoon now. I was a little concerned there with azder at 38 health, but hopefully that's as close to death as we see the runners end up today. Both had good Phantoon fights.
See, I can't read the numbers on the screen, so I wasn't worried at all. Ignorance was bliss.
Yeah, the restream resolution leaves something to be desired sometimes, but Duck is going to get his right side supers here. So far, it looks like he might be on the fully explore wreck ship train, but I don't think he went over into the map station, did he?
I did not notice if he did.
Yeah, so it may have just been that he wanted those for the 125 missiles? I don't know.
Please don't, Duck. Don't get that tile. 25 plus supers. Row 4.
Yeah.
Row 4 is actually not bad.
Yeah, 25 supers is pretty good, especially if you're going back through Brinstar at all. Pretty easy to pick up Edikun supers and Spore Spawn supers. I mean, you could have grabbed those the first time.
Yeah, I think I've been ignoring row 4. It's pretty nice. The only thing is, row 4 will take you out of the possibility of column 3. But it does also pair pretty well with the row 3 and the row 2. You're just gonna have a big block through the middle for Duck.
Yeah.
No overlapping tiles.
Yeah, the only exclusion there being the contradictory finish locations. And Duck grabbing another Criteria missile here, I guess definitely wants the 50 plus. May also want the 125 plus. Some of these are maybe, not my first choice of missiles to grab, and Duck does have 2 hits to give here. Didn't get enough health drops. He's going to need a 2-hit gauntlet here. Or 2-hit, whatever, spike nonsense. Bowling. Alright, nice. He is a cross.
You don't think he would be going column 1, do you? Is he going to get 40 power bombs?
I think row 3 is more likely.
What's his third?
Yeah, I mean, these aren't the missiles that I would grab if I were going for 50, but at the same time, I like the philosophy of just grabbing ones that don't involve extra door transitions, which I think is something that Duck would absolutely take as a heuristic and then apply to a fault. That seems like a very Duck strategy to me, is does it involve a door transition? If not, I will go get it.
Definitely seeing a row 3 from azder here, going to get the other Criteria E-Tank here at the Gauntlet.
Yeah, and with only 1 power bomb pack, both runners skipped beta power bombs. I often regret that when I'm getting the Criteria E-Tanks, because it does mean you have to do a bomb gauntlet. Or at least partial bomb gauntlet. And so, thinking, probably not doing row 1 or column 2 because of the 20 power bombs. We may see azder stop at 1 power bomb pack, and Duck is going to stop at the ship and get a refill here. Pretty good idea, given his lowish health. We'll see if he goes to get his E-Tank here or not. And azder wants these missiles, so deliberately setting up and dropping down through the center here to be sure he can get both missile packs. And Duck is also headed for Gauntlet, so far, very comparable routes. Minor item collection and room routing divergences, but for the most part, we've seen kind of the same screens.
Yeah, it's so funny, neither of them even wanting to take, the Brinstar reserve door transition for those 2 missiles there. They're super easy to get. That door transition, not good enough for them.
Yeah. 2 missile packs and a reserve tank, and so if you're doing the 11 minus X tank thing, then that's a pretty good one to grab, especially because it, I like it because it gives me extra safety for early wreck ship, and I'm absolutely not a new route runner. And we see in chat pointed out that Duck did get the beta power bombs and is going to have a faster gauntlet as a result, and so is going to leverage that ship refill just a little bit. And azder for the Brinstar map station.
Is that on here? That's not on here.
No, it is. It's in row 4, column 3. And he's collecting his map.
Row 4 doesn't exist to me, apparently. Yeah, azder definitely on team collect the map instead of just walking into the room, which is all the rules call for. You just have to enter the room and you can leave. But the completionist in him says we should get the map.
That's fair. That's what's meant by a hundo map, right? Just grab all 5 map stations, and then pause and show that you have the full map.
That is 100% of the maps.
Yeah. I think that's a cool category. I don't know why the world record's so slow in it then, but...
Yeah, it's like over an hour.
I feel like I can get to the map stations. I mean, criteria I can get to pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's like 1/5 of the map.
Duck also getting the Brinstar map.
Yeah, and this is pretty good routing by the runners to know early that they were going to be doing at least some amount of double Brinstar here.
Mm-hmm.
And, deciding to do a lot of this cleanup when they had, gravity suit for reduced damage, as well as power bombs and extra ammo to manage their room strats better. And both runners also being down to 1 power bomb in their map station, electing to use bombs so they would have that power bomb for getting into the Atacoons. And azder with a beautiful big pink weave. I'm sure that he did that just for me.
The weave. Yeah, very, very nicely done. We'll snag in the spore spawn here while apathyduck grabs the Atacoon supers. That's gonna be all the supers for azder, I believe. Yeah, like you're saying, that Brinstar pre-map room is actually pretty bad when you're just on the power suit, because you have to kill those enemies in order to exit. So yeah, definitely really heads up play to kind of go back for those things when you're coming back through anyway, when you're able to do them much more quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely some value to getting certain things that you aren't going to leverage in an early wreck ship dive after having gotten through and gotten gravity. For me, there's always a little bit of tension. Like, do I want, say, for instance, the spore spawn supers early? Like, is it worth it for me to have that extra super pack early? Nice moonwalk setup there for Duck, correcting the camera, backing up onto the 2-pixel window and shooting that super block from off screen.
Yeah, this is a super pack that I almost always get ahead of time, if I'm going to get it, but that's because I'm scared of everything and I like having a lot of supers, especially if I'm going to the wreck ship early.
And azder breaking the tube, portending some amount of Meridia upcoming for him. Now, shouldn't be surprised given that this card is laden with Meridia tiles. That doesn't really tell us what he's going to do. But, does elect to break the tube early as opposed to wait for it later. And a nice business center weave too from azder. Why not? A little less of a of a strat than just something that he did to go down the room.
Gobbling up those high jump boots. Perfect start to the column 3 row 1 tile.
Yeah. Also, column 3 row 1, just generically items that you want to get anyway.
Yeah.
Like high jump boots, if you have a decent amount of path behind them, and speed booster, both just very likely to save you time by grabbing them.
Yeah, I see that tile and I just think like, okay, card, don't threaten me with a good time. I love all of those items.
I mean, they're all great.
They are. Space Jump just kind of pretty out of the way, but a lot of cards have quite a few Dragon-y tiles on them, making Space Jump a no-brainer to go ahead and pick up.
Yeah, the problem is when Space Jump's a no-brainer and you go and pick it up and you had a skip Space Jump tile, like the Collect Plasma skip Space Jump. Now, we don't have that one here today, but that is a tile that exists.
It's pure evil.
It's the go do Dragon, don't get the bounty, and then go do some awful rooms without Space Jump to go get an even worse item, the tile. But yet I find myself doing it a decent amount. And we see that, azder maybe being a little more affected by that one PB pack, whereas Duck does have those two, did decide to farm, I don't know, the mini Disgigas. What are, do you know what they're called? I'm sure azder knows what they're called.
Baby Disgigas.
Baby Disgigas, that's definitely it. But does elect to grab the power bomb drop. He ran through a little fast, duck farming both up to 4 power bombs.
Yeah, if azder does intend on getting more power bombs, let's see. The Crocomire ones are pretty quick as well.
Yeah, those. If he's headed down through that room, like toward grapple, and has speed and high jump, that will be faster than having grabbed beta power bombs. So it's just a matter of whether the faster nature of that room offsets the time lossing in Gauntlet. And nice first try gate glitch there for azder. That blue gate is a real jerk. Not a great blue gate.
Could be better.
And skipping Wave Beam and committing to the gate glitch there could be azder suggesting sticking with row 4 and column 1 in some way. Probably not column 1 given the power bombs, but could also just be not wanting to spend the time going to collect wave. It's always hard to tell with some of the skip tiles, unless it's like skip charge or skips high jump boots, whether runners just don't want the item or whether they're actively skipping it.
Yeah, azder very much does not like to grab beams unless he absolutely needs them. He's not going to be one to grab a beam for comfort. Like some runners might. Wave beam can be really handy, especially if you're anticipating like a low super Batoon fight later, which doesn't look like these guys are gonna have to worry about. Apathyduck already at 25 supers there.
Yeah, azder definitely, of the runners in this tournament, one of the ones who's most comfortable in low percent situations in a variety of games, really, but Super Metroid as well, and just killing Croc and getting out. So defeat Crocomire for azder. No extra tank, no, or did he grab the Croc tank? His health's full. Maybe he did grab the Croc tank and I just didn't watch.
Yeah, he must have. Because nobody gets out of Crocomire without getting hurt, right? Yeah. Well, no, if his health's full, it means he didn't, because how would he get back without getting acid?
Well, it was about, because he didn't take the Croc drops.
He does drop stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. A real cutie in chat telling us that he did not, so I'll believe cutie. And nice nice missile and super strat there by Duck to get Croc dead just a little faster.
Well, I think they're both going for the same things here. Row 3, row 4, and the top left, bottom right. So we each picked one correctly, Maniacal. And then row 4 came out and surprised us.
Yeah, those are very reasonable things to do. Finish in Wreck Ship E-Tank Room, kind of a surprising one for me relative to finishing Grapple, but I guess routing back, like just doing Croc now and then routing up, makes some sense. Okay.
I suppose it does, but the Forgotten Highway is a pretty long set of rooms.
Yeah, and here azder is going to grab, I think here mostly for the, this is the 50 missiles and for the 25 supers. So Aqueduct here, actually a really great set of pickups for azder. I don't have his current counts, so shout out to our tracker, Just Defend, who's keeping track of all of this stuff. But that's actually really nice. I imagine that gets azder pretty close to, if not finished, those 2 tiles.
Yep. Because he has a 15 from Brinstar, 1 from Wreckship, and then that one would be 25.
And I think Duck probably closer on the 50 missiles, so maybe a fanfare or so ahead, even though it looks like he's a little bit behind right now. The fanfare's only just over 6.5 seconds, 400 frames. But still, that is a little bit of a hidden time save.
I think both runners are being pretty picky about the missiles that they picky up, but I think Azure is being even more picky than Duck is.
Duck needs to be more sticky and jump on the wall, but there he goes.
Use your wings, Duck.
But yeah, I imagine the runners are allowed to watch the restream. I haven't seen them be active chat participants yet today, but I imagine that Duck is monitoring and kind of sees that azder has built a little bit of a lead and is trying to really sort of min-max some of these rooms and just falling more on the min side. Or maybe more on the max if max is time.
I am really curious to time what would take longer, getting to grapple beam room or getting to the Wreckship energy tank room and picking up plasma, rather than just defeating Dragon here, getting a space jump. What?
Yeah. That's an interesting E-Tank pickup here from Duck. What does that get? I mean, other than an energy refill. I guess
Muscle memory.
A little bit of extra safety for the Dragon fight, if he's worried about chain damage, maybe.
Yeah, three ticks is a little light for Dragon.
Yeah, and then, you probably... Well, you're going to be able to get the drops for pretty low cost because you want to get Space Jump. But maybe it's insurance against bad health drops or something, as azder gets his Space Jump, finishes Dragon, and has some health to spare.
Yeah, gonna get a bonus Space Jump tile there. So we did not see a pickup of the North Fair Reserve, or of course that criteria map earlier.
Yeah. Can we talk about azder's Wample Jump? Because I think it's important.
Do it.
It was a lovely Wample Jump.
Womp
And
womp.
it's an underappreciated strat, and so I always love to see a good Wample Jump. Meanwhile, Duck looking to finish up an ammo Dragon here, and gonna kind of hybrid in some sparks.
Yeah, all that ammo you collected, why not? The fight, actually, I think it's deceptively fast, if that makes sense, with ammo against Dragon.
Yeah, and doing a decent job of waiting for Dragon to get toward the middle of the room to finish up with ammo, to get her to drop down pretty quickly, and getting a nice spike suit there on his way to get his Space Jump.
Right, that's the plasma beam for Azure. Needs to just be a wee bit careful here. The plasma pirate's not gonna die. Yeah, like that. Don't do that. Don't do that either. Please, they do 40 damage, I'm pretty sure.
We've got 44 health.
49. Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
Nice.
his health is in a nice place now.
Yeah.
Now he shouldn't be at risk of dying. And Duck immediately using that spike suit. Kind of takes away the opportunity for a Wample Jump, but we'll excuse it, replacing a lovely strat with a double frame perfect trick.
Right, trip through the Forgotten Highway. Duck not too far behind, but they're going the same way. Has quite a bit of ground to cover. Azder needs to take it home here at the Workshop Energy Tank room. Now I need to get an official ruling on their missile counts.
Yeah, that's the tricky part is I haven't been keeping track of the missile counts. I don't know what the counts are at, honestly.
It's their fault for being so fast.
I know these speedy fellas doing good job with the bingo. Duck's health in a less disastrous place than azder's. We may see him skip the Puyo farm here. I'm inclined to trust these runners and think that they probably have their missile counts in order, but like they're better than I am at this by a lot, which is why they're both still in the tournament.
Yeah, and 50 missiles is not hard to get, so it's not like they're struggling to find missiles.
Duck almost got mom clawed.
Alright, we have the dot done from Azder with a time of 35 minutes, 7 seconds. Taking game 1.
Yeah, and pretty much an exact identical route. It looks like azder might be going to farm and verify that missile count. I want to see the 50.
I want to know. Yeah,
I think he's got it though. But GG to azder.
I think he can count to 10.
But you know, if he like skips 4 or something, like that's likely to fluster him. So you know, like maybe the count was there. Yeah, no, I really do think he has it. I just couldn't tell you which ones. Yeah, this card turned out to be pretty prescriptive. Our runners, interestingly, settled with the finish in E-Tank room over finishing grapple. And let's see, there it is, the 50.
Oh, there it is.
Exactly. So calced by azder.
GG. Very nice game 1. A relatively nice card once you got all the trash out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, 35 minutes is a great bingo time.
Mm-hmm.
And Duck riding the platform straight to the bottom.
Finishing also with a great time of
Yeah.
36 minutes 53 seconds. So GG to Duck as well. Duck is going to try in game 2 coming up next to take it home and bring this series to a game 3.
Yeah, GG to both of our runners. I think we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to take a longer break and step out. But PBB, thank you for letting me join you on commentary. This was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to catching the rest of this series when I'm able to. But unfortunately, I'm not able to stick around for games 2. And, you know, I don't want to show bias, but hopefully 3, just because I think that this is a really compelling matchup, and I want to see a full 3-game set.
Yeah, absolutely agree there. Yeah, but I will surely miss you, and I will try to point out all the Womple jumps just for you.
That's all I could ask, PBB. Thank you. GG to our runners, and have fun with the rest of the match.
Thank you. Yes, friends, if you stay put, we'll have game 2 in about 5 minutes. We'll take a quick break for our runners, and we will see you here again in a few.